Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chad becomes dubious of Stefan and Ava. At the onlooker, Everett had tracked down EJ. What's more, Stefan clustered together by the shipping bay at the bistro prior that evening. Chad was informed by Everett that it sounded like Stefan and EJ had been fighting. Everett noticed E.J.'s past dalliance in the medication exchange. The idea that Stefan or EJ might be behind Salem's drug cartel made Chad laugh. Stephanie entered with Chinese takeout that she had carried for a late evening meeting with Everett. Chad passed on in the wake of turning down a challenge to join Everett and Stephanie. Over supper, Stephanie was astounded when Everett said that covering the medication exchange was setting off for him. Everett claimed that he had previously written about the heroin crisis in Seattle without Stephanie's knowledge. Everett went on to say that he had overdosed on a friend and that finding the friend's lifeless body had still traumatized him. Everett said that he hadn't told Stephanie because on the grounds that he's still up in the air to smother his recollections and to maintain his emphasis on Stephanie. Everett was invited to join Stephanie for a drink. Everett declined, and he said that he expected to keep zeroing in on work. Stephanie and Everett consented to see each other again soon. In Holly's room at the medical clinic, Nicole invited a visit from Maggie. Nicole said that she and Maggie had been helped to remember how delicate life was. Also, we need to focus on individuals that we love. What's more, never at any point underestimate them, Nicole said through tears as she and Maggie embraced. Nicole noticed that Maggie had been an AA supporter for a long time, and she inquired as to whether Maggie had seen any disturbing signs in Holly. Maggie said that she hadn't, and she added that it was conceivable that Holly's medication use had been a disengaged episode. At the point when Nicole referenced Tate's capture, Maggie inquired as to whether Nicole shared E.J.'s conviction that Tate was to be faulted for Holly's excess. Nicole stated that she only held herself accountable for failing to recognize Holly's difficulties. Paulina entered with a fake orchid she had bought. Paulina offered her expressions of remorse to Nicole and Maggie, and she said that she was doing her absolute best as City Hall leader to end the medication pestilence in Salem. Nicole said thanks to Paulina, who before long started hacking. Paulina appeared to be unconvinced while, subsequent to having a few tastes of water, she let Maggie and Nicole know that she was fine. Paulina let Holly know that everybody in Salem was appealing to God for Holly. At the point when Paulina promised again to make quick work of who was answerable for the medication cartel in Salem, Maggie told Paulina not to neglect to deal with herself. Paulina said that she expected to visit her primary care physician soon. Nicole held Holly's hand after Paulina left. Maggie let Holly know that many individuals were petitioning God for both Holly and Tate. Maggie said energetically that she, Nicole, and Holly would have a spa day together when Holly was better. Nicole agreed and stated that one of her goals for the new year was to spend more time with Holly. Also, I supplicate I get the opportunity to make that one stick, Nicole said. At Trip and Wendy's loft, Ava got back to discover that Wendy had proactively left for the air terminal. Trip amazed Ava when he told her that he wouldn't join Wendy in Hong Kong. Trip went on to say that he was worried about Ava and that he didn't believe Ava's claim that nothing was happening at the bistro. Ava was grumpy, and she groused that she had a drawn-out day. Trip said that the Ava he knew would have attempted to convince her child not to move most of the way across the world. Trip added that he needed to keep Ava protected and that nobody would stop him. All of a sudden, Wendy entered with her bag close by. Trip was astonished when Wendy said that she had chosen to remain in Salem. Ava used Wendy's return as an excuse to leave after grabbing her purse. Ava said that she was glad for Trip and Wendy, and she bade the couple good night. After Ava left, Wendy said that she had a place in Salem with Trip. At the point when Trip was immediately quiet, Wendy detected that something was annoying him. Trip conceded that he felt regretful that Wendy was focusing on his family over hers. Wendy noticed that her folks had a whole town for help, and she induced that Ava just had Trip. Trip stayed hush. Wendy before long developed upset, and she blamed Trip for having been feeling significantly better that she had been en route to Hong Kong. Wendy advised Tripp to concede that he had believed her should leave Salem, and she said that she would remain in Salem regardless of whether Tripp enjoyed it. Tripp pulled Wendy close to him when he reached for her. "I like it." Tripp said, "I really like it," as he and Wendy kissed. Wendy called her mom to say that she had chosen to remain in Salem. Subsequently, Tripp inferred that the call hadn't worked out in a good way. Wendy said that she hadn't anticipated that it should. Tripp reassured Wendy that he was more in love with her than ever when she expressed doubts that her parents had ever been truly in love. Wendy put her arms around Tripp, and she said that he was the man of her fantasies and that she cherished him with her entire being. Tripp and Wendy kissed. At the DiMera Manor, Stefan was feeling better to hear from Gabby by telephone. Stefan promised to pay Gabby a visit as soon as possible in Statesville and that they would have an important conversation. The call was finished unexpectedly by a jail administrator before Stefan could let Gabby know that he cherished her. Subsequently, Stefan swallowed a taste of liquor. A brief time later, Ava found Stefan drinking alone in the lounge. Ava said that she'd had no place else to pursue. She had left Tripp and Wendy's condo. Ava consented to have a beverage with Stefan, and she educated him regarding Wendy's choice not to move to Hong Kong. Ava added that she would need to be significantly more cautious with all that she said and did, pushing ahead. All at once, Chad entered, and he inquired as to why Ava was at the house. Chad noticed that it was late around evening time, and he developed dubious when Stefan said that Stefan and Ava had work to do. Stefan added that his and Ava's work was not Chad's business. "All things considered, it is. I run the Observer now, and I've entrusted my star columnist to compose a confession on the medication exchange here, Salem. Are the DiMeras engaged with this, Stefan? Might it be said that we are examining my own loved ones?" Chad inquired. Chad noticed Ava's past with the mafia, and he said that she had figured out how to wash drugs. Chad said that Stefan and Ava being good to go together made him dubious, and he noticed that Ava and Stefan appeared comfortable. Ava moved toward Stefan. "Nothing more needs to be said. Can't avoid DiMera men. Give up on it now. He's onto us," Ava told Stefan as she pulled him in intently for a kiss. Chad gave an admonition to Stefan. "I trust you're not engaged with this medication exchange, sibling. Or on the other hand, it will be a place of cards that comes crashing down around you," Chad said as he left. At the point when Chad was concealed, Stefan went to Ava. "What on God's green earth was that?" Stefan asked furiously. "Goodness, you know precisely exact thing that was. If you would rather not join your significant other in a correctional facility, then we should be the blissful traitors before Chad and Harris so we can keep them away from us," Ava said. At the point when Stefan said that he wasn't happy with Ava's proposition, Ava answered that Stefan ought to settle in. Ava inquired if Stefan was interested in surviving, adding that their ruse was crucial to their survival. "Naturally, I'm interested," Stefan stated. "Then get inspired by this," Ava said as she got Stefan. Ava and Stefan kissed for a few seconds. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.